Here inside the Q, Cavs a winner tonight, 101-97 against the Indiana Pacers. That's 6 wins in a row for the Wine and Gold. And this was the first look that the Cavs got at new look Indiana. Made some changes this offseason, changed their style. Chris, what were your initial impressions of new look Indiana?
They're still trying to figure some things out. They weren't able to come out here and play the small ball lineup that they're trying to implement with C.J. Miles being out. But they look like a pretty good team. Paul George he definitely stands out as being that guy that is probably back. He looked very impressive, and at times he was the best player on the court. So they got a real intriguing team. So we'll see what they end up looking like later down the road.
Now, after the game, LeBron and so many of the players were crediting Indiana, saying how good they are and trying not to take anything away from Indiana. It seemed like every time it looked like the Cavs were going to distance themselves, Joe, Indiana came right back. Did you have that same impression that the Cavs did about it was more about them as opposed to the Cavs?
Well, I think when you look at who the Cavs have played up until now, the last week with 2 against Philly and 1 against New York, almost anyone that comes out there tonight, you would say that's a tougher test. And with Indiana, the way Paul George played, like Chris was talking about, I mean, he is a difference maker for them and makes them a totally different team. That being said, there had been this theme in the locker room for the last several days about how the Cavs just aren't playing well, the Cavs just aren't starting well, and whether or not they actually played better tonight, this was an opportunity to kind of flip that script a little bit. So, you kind of talk better about yourself, and you'll start feeling better too.
And then the pep talk again during halftime.
Yeah, I mean, there was another pep talk. If you go back to the other night against Philadelphia, everybody was saying in the locker room that James Jones had a pep talk at halftime, and it led to the Cavs going on a third-quarter outburst. And Kevin Love saying a couple of different times in the locker room tonight that it was LeBron James who gave him a pep talk. And Kevin was atrocious in the first half. He was 1 of 6 from the field, 3 points, but 19 points in the second half. It all came from LeBron, according to Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Love had actually had a tough week that we talked about the other day, and it was getting worse to the point where he was hard to watch. Yeah. So I'm glad LeBron said something to him. And to me, maybe that conversation happens every night in every locker room in the league. I don't know. But to me, the fact that they can talk to each other in that way and, finger in the chest, say play better, and twice now you've seen that in the second half, I think that speaks well for the Cavs where they're headed.
Hey, if you need pep talks every single game to get up, to help you get out there and play better, that's a problem. Okay. It shouldn't. Yes, those conversations happen every single night. But if you need them to go out there and give you a little extra momentum, a little extra incentive to go out there and dominate the game, that's the issue 7 games in.
So I'm getting the sense from you that you feel like when the Cavs went up 11 points late in the game that they should have
run away with this home. Joe mentioned it. I forgot what's the record of the last since
24-1 since January 19th.
24-1. This team is supposed to be the team that everybody thinks is going to come out the East. We believe that's what's going to be the case. If that's the case, they should have took it away. You got the so-called best fans, best arena in the league. This should have been wiped away.
All right, you had a post about Timofey Mozgov not playing in the fourth quarter, and again, he didn't play in the fourth quarter. It was Tristan Thompson closing out games the way that it's been this year, the way that it was last year. Why do you think David Blatt, the head coach, leans more towards Thompson than Mozgov?
Most of it, I would say, is just because of the lineup. A lot of these teams are playing a lot of small ball, playing a lot of versatile power forwards at the center spot. And Timofey Mozgov, and then you got a trust issue. Timofey Mozgov, can he handle a pick and roll in an intense part of the game, and crucial part of the game? And if he does get in the game and LeBron squeezes him and pass on the pick and roll, will he flop it and will LeBron go off on him? They don't need all that. Yeah. So instead of eliminating all that right now, just put it on the bench. But look, I would say this. Timofey Mozgov is a team player, great character guy. This is not an issue right now. This is a contract year. 29 years old. Yeah. Come on now. He has one more big payday left. So it's not a problem now, not anything to worry about now. But you continue to keep this is the 7th game, 6 games and not playing. The starting still not playing the fourth quarter. Hey, Blatt's doing all the right moves. But hey, down the road, if this continues, we got to wait and see.
I've got an idea. Don't be minus 12 against the Indiana Pacers, and maybe you'll play in the fourth quarter. All right, for Joe Vardon and Chris Haynes, I'm Chris Fedor. Cavs a winner tonight, 101-97.